Hello and welcome to Stephanie B Creativity. Today we're making these fun and fast water bottle cozies. I love these water bottles. They're small enough for me to hold on to, but when I'm walking, it gets really tiring on your hands. So I really like having a cozy. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? And so now I can crossbody hang this. I can wear it around my neck, straight up and down. These make amazing takeaway gifts to people who come to a party. If you make in different colors, it's kind of like having a wine tag, but it's a bottle cover that you can use all the time. I like that idea. This is made on the 22 needle circular knitting machines. Nothing fancy is being done here. It is just closed at the bottom like a hat, and the top is bound off using a crochet hook, doing a slip stitch and a chain. I'll show you step by step, super easy, and you could have a whole pile of these done really fast. So let's get started. To make this water bottle, I'm using a 22 needle knitting machine. This is the Addy 22. You can use the Centro. You could do this with a knitting loom. We're going to cast on using a standard back and forth cast on. So back and forth. This would be an awesome first project that doesn't have to be a hat, because you know what? If you get your knitting machine in the summertime, sometimes you don't want to make a hat. Pop that in. Now, the first time you go around, it's always a little bit hard on these knitting machines. You want to just be really careful and watch and make sure. There we go. And once you get past that first round, it goes really, really easy. And now it's just going to be cranking for 55 rows. All right, 56 rows, close enough. It's not rocket science here, guys. You don't have to have an exact amount. If you want to make shorter cozies, just do less rows. Finish it the same way on the top, though, because it makes it easier and prettier. I'm going to take a long tail here, probably about 3 feet, and drop it down inside. Then I'm going to grab just some waste yarn. This is a totally different color than my knitting, and I'm going to run this around. I'm not tying it or anything. I'm just dropping it to the inside. And then I'm just going to run this around until the yarn runs out. And then just keep running it around. And look at that. We're going to give this a stretch because right now it looks kind of weird. Bunk. And there we go. Now we've got this really nice tube, because that's all. That is all you need is a tube, whatever kind of tube you want. This is going to be my top edge, and I will finish that in just a second. First off, this is like one of my most satisfying things I like to do. I like to go ahead and just go whoop. I love closing these tubes up. This Red Heart yarn is really nice. It's a little bit stiff, a little bit, it has texture to it, but it's, it's washable. You can throw the whole thing in the washing machine. It's not going to shrink. It's not going to felt. And now, just like a hat, it's like a teeny tiny little hat, you're going to draw this down and run the yarn back around the hole, right there, back around that. We're just going to run the yarn around with a darning needle. I hope you like summertime projects. I'm trying to come up with some different ideas for things. I am getting the knitting bug, but I really don't want to knit anything huge and warm. So if you like to have things that are quick and easy, your knitting machine is going to be one of those things that's going to help you out. You don't end up with a whole bunch of stuff in your lap all the time. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to turn this the other way around. Push that through to the inside like that. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be, I mean, sock puppets. Nom nom nom. Oh yeah. I know people probably have put tons of those things up on the internet, but I haven't seen them. So get out some of that fun yarn, make a bunch of tubes, find some googly eyes. Oh, maybe I should do a video. Should I do a video on making little sock style puppets, tube puppets? How to make the googly eyes if you don't have googly eyes, because you can make them on your knitting machine. I've got that tied off. This is for a hiking water bottle, or a going to the park water bottle, or the water bottle you want the kids to carry around, but they won't because they always set it down, throw it around their neck. This is a 4.5 crochet hook, the end of my yarn that I'm going to work with, and my first loop is the first loop of real yarn right here next to the tail. I am going to do a slip stitch and a chain. Slip stitch and a chain. And I'm going to do that in every single one of the actual working yarn. What that's going to do, it's going to finish this top edge, and it is going to give me the eyelets right here, those eyelet spaces for our finishing tie to go through. This would be an awesome project if you wanted to have quick things to make for festivals. Music festival, art festival, any kind of thing. Day in the park, art in the park. Grab the water bottles. You can put standard water bottles. This is a 32 ounce, so 1 liter water bottles will fit just fine. I've got one of those tall, skinny water bottles. It works really well also. When you're all the way around, you need to make sure that you've gone through every single loop. And I have. I'm in my last one right here, and this was my first one right there. Now I'm just going to slip stitch right there and pull that through. Then we're going to pull off the waste yarn. Just like that. Waste yarn's gone. Where we've got this eyelet, and it didn't take us any time to do that. So the water bottle cover itself is done. I love using these really vibrant, bright yarns for things like this, because if you set it down on the trail, you're not going to miss it. You're going to find it when you walk back. Now, what I need to do is make my cording. This is super easy, and you don't need to buy bulky yarn to do this. This is done just with the main yarn. So to make the cording, because we're going to make this cord, to make your slip knot, I go around my 2 fingers and I pop my thumb into the loop so I can use my index finger to push it back. All you're doing is making a loop and pushing this tail through. So whatever way works for you. Just like that. There we go. Put that in there. And then just pull the yarn through the loop. So this would be like if I was chaining with ginormous needles or something. But now, pull my chain loop down. Make sure you've got all 3 strands going over your hook and pull it through the loop. All 3 strands over the hook and pull it through the loop. And see, if your hook is too small, which this one is, I will grab a bigger hook. You'll end up losing a loop here and there. So just grab a bigger hook. This is a 5.5. The green one was a 4.5. And now, just like a finger chain, and you could do this as a finger chain. You don't have to use a hook. I just put my fingers through the loop and grab it. And now you're going, okay, so what do you do when you get down to this point where your yarn is getting short? All you do is reach through that tail loop right there and just pull more yarn. And now your yarn is ready to go to zip right along and make you your drawstring net cord. The nice thing about this drawstring net cord is that it is thick and soft. You don't have to worry about it being scratchy. As long as you like the feel of the yarn in your hand, you're probably not going to have a problem with it on your neck. Right now my cord is 2 feet long. I want it to be about 4 feet, so I want to double that. I'll meet you back here when I've got it all done. I need to feed this around the top of my cozy through the eyelets. So I'm just going to put this on a darning needle. It's one of the reasons why I like to have some of this loose yarn at the end. And I'm going to go like this and just find one of my eyelets and then just go up and down through the eyelets with my needle. The yarn can be a little bit tricky pulling through, so that's why I like to have it kind of gathered like this. When it's gathered, you can kind of keep it so that you can pull through all those gathers. Once it's spread out, it doesn't move along as easily going around. I still have to take care of that tail. I do not need that long of one there. There we go. Just keep it gathered up, get the end through. I like to pull this around until the tails match up. Right now the tails don't match. See? So I need to pull this through until I can get those tails to match up. And I'm going to put a knot, just a loose knot. It doesn't have to be tight. It tightens up all on its own. It's just a standard overhand knot, just like that. And now you want to loosen up, stretch it, look at that. There we go. Put it on the water bottle. So I really like having a cozy. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? And so now I can crossbody hang this. I can wear it around my neck, straight up and down. Isn't that sweet? I love these. I hope you enjoyed this quick little lesson. If you did, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and make sure to share pictures of your creations on social media. Remember, take care of yourself, be kind, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.